Diabetes 100% successful treatment in 7 days. Payment for treatment should be made 30 days after successful treatment. The fee for the treatment of diabetes is $5,000 to $10,000 USD. This offer is for a limited period. For patients suffering from severe diabetes who are financially incapable and cannot afford the fee, treatment is provided free of charge. Payment for the treatment of diabetes should be made 30 days after the completion of treatment and all medical tests. Diabetes is a dangerous disease for which a complete cure has not yet been possible in developed countries around the world. Saqib Husseini has made this impossible possible. Saqib Husseini, who is a spiritual healer, has been successfully treating deadly diseases and ailments for a long time. The greatest feature of his treatment is that he meets the patients without any medication and without any treatment or intervention by doctors and those who perform dangerous tasks. Saqib Husseini successfully treats patients regardless of which country they belong to. He treats diseases through his spiritual abilities without any medical expenses. In this series, 100% successful treatment is being provided to those suffering from diabetes within a few days. Diabetes is a disease in which the patient's body becomes almost disabled, and they face difficulties in their daily lives. It is a disease that condemns a person, and especially diabetic patients cannot enjoy a better married life. The operation of a diabetic patient is not performed in developed countries until the disease of diabetes is not controlled in any way. Similarly, if a diabetic patient gets any kind of wound, those wounds do not heal properly, and the patient suffers from complications for a long time due to the wounds. Often, these wounds become ulcers due to diabetes. Ultimately, the patient has to suffer amputations, which is a painful process. What would you like to know? What is diabetes, its types, risk factors, and symptoms? Saqib Husseini says that for the proper functioning of the human body, glucose is required for all cells of muscles, tissues, and brain. At any time, the level of glucose in the blood is controlled by the hormone, insulin, which is released from the pancreas. Insufficient amounts of insulin are produced from the pancreas in diabetic individuals, or the body's cells become resistant to insulin. As a result, there is an increase in the level of glucose in the blood, commonly known as high blood sugar. What are the types of diabetes? Type 1 diabetes, complete lack of insulin. Type 1 diabetes, also known as juvenile diabetes or insulin-dependent diabetes, is a chronic condition in which the pancreas produces little or no insulin. Type 2 diabetes, insufficient insulin and insulin resistance. In type 2 diabetes, the body does not properly use insulin, a condition known as insulin resistance. Initially, the pancreas produces extra insulin to make up for it, but over time it cannot keep up and cannot produce enough insulin to maintain normal blood glucose levels. Gestational diabetes, diabetes acquired during pregnancy. Gestational diabetes is a condition in which high blood sugar levels occur during pregnancy in a woman who did not have diabetes before pregnancy, and it usually reverses after childbirth. It can occur at any stage of pregnancy, but it is more common in the second half. Contact now for 100% guaranteed successful treatment for those patients who are residents of any country in the world and have been declared dead by developed countries due to the treatment of diabetes and have become disappointed with the treatment of diabetes.